Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, Managing Editor of Canada's Entrepreneur. Joining me today for Calgary's podcast is Katherine Bennett, a realtor with Remax Realty Professionals in Calgary, and who was recently named a trusted real estate professional by HGTV and Home Network star Scott McGillivray. Thanks for joining us today, Katherine.
Thank you so much for having me today, Mario.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your career first. And how long have you been doing this real estate gig, and how did you get into it?
Well, I've been officially doing this real estate gig. I've been licensed with my brokerage going on to 6 years, but I've been in real estate since early 2010, so quite a while. I grew up, my family had furniture stores,
Oh,
and my father's furniture stores started putting furniture in show homes for
uh,
builders. So the love affair of real estate instantly began. And my mom also was an interior designer. And my youngest daughter right now is an interior designer. So I feel like real estate is like fashion.
what
It's
was,
an absolute love affair.
what was the name of the furniture store?
Well, one of the furniture stores was Lazy Boy, which was on 11th Street here in Calgary. But my dad started early on with the wholesaling business called Bennett and Gaynor, where they brought furniture up from the U.S. And then he took over Williams Brothers Furniture, and it was called Bennett's Furniture Galleries. And I used to love going in the morning and dusting all the furniture and looking at everything. And that's how I kind of had my gas money as a teenager. So it was a great way to grow up.
What is it that you liked and found appealing about real estate at that time when you first got into it?
I loved the emotional response from a client when they see what they're looking for. That connection is everything. And it has just fueled the fire in me to be a better agent, learn as much as I can, and continuously help clients.
Hmm. Now, when you first started, what would you say some of your biggest challenges were? Uh,
I think the biggest challenge was for people to know who I was, and how are they going to pick me? What is it about me that would separate me from all the agents that have been around for as many years as they've been?
yeah.
So that was a quite a steep hill to climb, and I just trusted my instinct on what made me different from everyone else.
Hmm. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this whole trust factor because we've had a couple of incidents here in the last few months
Oh yeah.
in Canada. But first of all, before we get into that, I wanted to ask, just the fact that you were named as a trusted advisor. What does that mean for you?
Well, it was very exciting when the team reached out to me. Honestly, at first I thought it was spam or something. I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, just a second, me?
Yeah,
But they vet who they're looking at based on their excellence in customer satisfaction and marketing and overall sales. And, they look at different agents as to what they're doing in the market at that time. I was named in the top 100 real estate agents of Western Canada in the spring. I believe I was number 48 or something. So that was a big milestone for me to climb, in my first 10 years of being a licensed real estate. And I base that on the fact of my clients
yeah,
and my relationships.
yeah. So, back to the trust thing, as I mentioned, we the industry kind of rocked in the last few months with two. I'm not going to mention the names of the companies, but
Yes.
one in Calgary and one in the Greater Toronto area, and with issues regarding trust there. Um, why is trust so important in this industry?
Because you're interfacing with people, you are You are looking after their most precious investment. You are holding their emotions tight, and you need to make sure that you are listening, you are guiding them in the appropriate way, you're looking at what they're needing and fulfilling that aspect for them. And by having a track record such as that, it allows you to be a trusted agent, to make sure that if people are looking at you, they know they can count on you.
Yeah. What is, when you look at the industry and you look at Calgary in particular, you know, what's it been like as a realtor to work in this industry, in this city for the last few years?
Talk about exciting. Talk about the best place in the world to live and work. We were just named the number one best place to live in Canada. How lucky are we? We were also just named the number three city in the world to be in. We've got low taxes, we've got great infrastructure, great schools, outdoor activities. We're able to go to Banff. We have more head offices coming to our city. We have the infrastructure to support all of the people coming here. And let's face it, we have some of the best communities in the country.
Hmm. Now, I'm wondering if you're seeing a trend of people from whether it's southern Ontario and maybe on the more on the coast in BC, looking to Calgary because of the affordability.
That's right. You're exactly right. I've had two clients from Toronto in the last 30 days look at properties and secure properties with me. And last night, I showed a property that I've just listed to a family coming from BC. So that market is going to be strong. We're just seeing them all coming, and we are positioned well in our city for our new communities, what we have on the market, the
Hmm.
type of neighborhoods that we have, and we are ready for them.
Hmm. What would you say is the key and the secret of getting a deal done? And I
I
guess,
think
and the other part of that question is it different depending on the type of market that is existing at the time when you're doing the deal?
I think it depends on the agent, and it starts from that first initial call. I had a client reach out to me on realtor.ca. A number of agents, when I first started, said, Catherine, the clients that reached you out on realtor.ca don't really know anything. They're not really interested. They're not this, they're not that. Those contacts for me have been the most valuable and the most important. My client from Toronto reached out to me on realtor.ca. He's a research medical student here in Calgary, looking at his first property. And he said, I was the only agent that called him
Hmm.
from his inquiries. Everyone else emailed him. I called him and asked when he would like to meet. And I'd already had an idea of the property that I wanted to show him. So
Hmm.
I shared with that on our initial phone call. He just took possession about a week ago. So it was very exciting. And another client thought he could be qualified for 400,000. I put him in touch with the right mortgage broker. We looked at different neighborhoods, and he bought a home upwards of 500,000, took possession in July. So
Mhm.
I think there's lots of exciting things that separate agents, and just have to pay attention.
Now, it's obviously a very stressful, and having gone through it, what, 3 times in my life, I know it's it's a very stressful situation for a home buyer and a home
It
seller
is.
too. And how do you take the stress out of the process for people?
Well, we have to sit down with them and really show them the journey, where you are now, where you'll be, what are the next steps. So they're always aware of the process. The process is key. And when clients aren't understanding, weren't informed, that's when mistakes can happen.
Mm.
and we make sure that we don't want to make mistakes. We want happy clients. And seeing that elation at the end of the day is everything. And
Mhm.
that's why we do what we do. But it is the process. And at Remax and at Remax Realty Professionals, we are so lucky. We have the strategic corporate knowledge being funneled to us in training so that we are able to understand the market trends, understand where people may be in the process, and how to cope, how to help them cope in order to have a great experience.
Now, did you have a career or a profession before this? Another one?
I was a mother of three beautiful girls, and I worked a little bit in television before that, but I worked for a builder for 10 years, one of the best builders in Alberta, before I became a real estate agent with Remax Realty Professionals. So I feel very lucky in my
Yeah.
family life growing up with my parents with their careers and what they did. My father was an incredible entrepreneur, and just, having great experiences helped me to be where I'm at today.
Now, what advice would you give either a young person who's wanting to get into the career as a realtor, or a person who is changing careers and whatever point of their lives, and they want to become a realtor? What advice would you give?
Just remember, this is not a part time job. This is a full time commitment. We are not working 9 to 5. We are not working 5 to 10 p.m. at night. We are 100% available for our clients, and you need to be committed. Shadow a friend or a real estate agent that you
Mm.
trust or you respect in your neighborhood. Walk in their shoes, shadow them. See if you have the same fire and passion, because it is a commitment.
Mm.
I dream about it in the evening. I wake up dreaming about it in the morning. I constantly am looking at properties and ways that I can help my clients and try to separate their homes that we're selling from other homes that will be listed, or setting up my buyers for success by challenging them on neighborhoods of what they want, with here's a neighborhood which the return of investment will be X compared to this, has
Mhm.
great transit, great outdoor space, great schools and shopping. It's right near the neighborhood you were looking at. Maybe prices are a little bit lower. Does this work for you? Making sure, to stay knowledgeable and educated.
Mhm.
And I think they should do it. I think
Yeah.
it's so exciting. I love it, and I'm so grateful.
How so? About that's one of the things I've always been intrigued about realtors, because they're always on call, so to speak. Like, how do you juggle that and still have a life, I guess?
It's not easy, but you have to have a great family support system around you that knows that you're passionate about what you do and thrives as well on your excitement. So they're okay if you're on the phone for 20 minutes while dinner is sitting at the table. Or
Yeah,
they're okay with you sitting in your truck talking on the phone to a client when you're supposed to get the groceries,
yeah,
right? So having that support around you is everything. And your
yeah.
friends, they're excited.
And I guess nowadays, right, with the technology that we have, like, you could really do a deal almost anywhere, right?
But don't forget, this is one of the most important decisions of a
Yeah.
client's life. We want to be in front of them. This is this is a career where you want to be with your clients. You want to be in front of them. You want to help them. And that's where the emotional connection and the trust comes from. We're not putting them in front of our computers or putting them with someone else. We're here for them. And what separates us, I believe, from other industries, and why real estate will always be that interfacing with the client face to face.
Yeah. If you weren't in real estate, what do you think you'd be doing?
I don't know, it'd have to be something with people for sure. I just love helping people in any kind of way, and I feel like I've just found my calling, and I love it.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thanks so much, Catherine, for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. That was Katherine Bennett, who is a realtor with Remax Realty Professionals in Calgary. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, managing editor of Canada's Entrepreneur. Thanks for joining us today.